week on Singles Complete in Him, we are talking about dismantling fear. Dismantle means to take apart, to break up, to knock down, to tear down, to demolish, to destroy, and to level it. And this week, we're going to learn how to dismantle fear in our life. It says in 2 Timothy 1:7, God does not give us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and a sound mind. So we know that fear doesn't come from God because He has already told us He doesn't give us that spirit of fear. So fear is a spirit, and if it's not from God, then it comes from Satan. So this week also I'm going to be discussing some personal things about myself in my own life of how fear has come into my life. At an earlier age, I was probably 12-ish, maybe around then. I'm not sure, but I was in school and I was dating a young man in school, and we couldn't go on dates, so we just saw each other, you know how that goes. And well, his family didn't live where we were going to school at, so he went home for the weekend to see his family. And when he come back, he had a hickey on his neck. Now, we hadn't had any contact during that weekend, but he had this hickey on his neck. And, well, I was hurt and I was pained and, you know, all those things as a teenage girl that you would probably think, even as a woman, if that happened to you, what you go through, those emotions and all that. Well, not only did he cheat on me that way, but he also cheated on me. That was the first time he'd ever been with any woman or girl. And anyways, it hurt me. But as I look back on that, I'm sure there was a spirit of fear that was placed on the inside of me during that time, and me not realizing it. Because then relationships after that, you know, that little spirit of fear comes up and you're like, oh my, is this guy going to hurt me? You know, is he going to cheat on me? Is he going to do this, going to do that? You know, that spirit of fear is right there, and it comes up. And that's how Satan works. He just gets that little seed, or something just happens to you, and you accept it. You take it in personally, instead of totally just saying, no, this is not me. This is his decision, and this was what happened. It has nothing to do with me. But usually we turn things around and say, well, am I not good enough? Am I not pretty enough? What was it about me that he did this to me? So we have to be cautious and careful of that. But we don't want to take that seed of fear and bring it into all of our relationships in the future. And so we have to be cautious of that. So how we get rid of that, we go back into our minds and think where we could have had some fear that came into our life. And you take that, you uproot that fear, and you cast it out. You demolish it, you tear it down, you knock it down, you flatten it out. You get rid of that fear. Now let me tell you though, it's going to come back. Not maybe in that situation, but it will come back, because that's how Satan works. He works through our mind. And so when we hear something that is fearful, don't take it in. And you're going to be hearing a whole lot of fearful things. A lot of things you're reading are fake news, and they're just there to give you fear. It's not for anything else. Just remember, God does not give us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and a sound mind. If he gives you a sound mind, fear is not having a sound mind. So you go back to 2 Timothy 1:7, memorize that verse, and be careful and be cautious of what you are listening to, what you're looking at, and who you talk to. Even on social media, you can hear a lot of stuff, and it may not be truth. You need to go to the Word of God and say, Lord, help me. Help me know the truth, because the truth will set you free.